Welcome to the Workamper Show, brought to you by Workamper.com. This podcast helps you discover how to finance your RV travel dreams. Each one of our episodes will introduce you to people who are already living the RV lifestyle or to work camping opportunities all around the U.S. You'll also learn how to hit the road the right way and make the most of every opportunity. Now let's turn over today's show to your host, Greg Gerber.
Today I'm speaking with two representatives of a hotel chain with properties near Yellowstone National Park. The company is looking for help next season. Today's episode is sponsored by Workamper News. Do you have more questions and answers when it comes to the work camping and RVing lifestyle? Well, Workamper News has your back. Listen to their free work camping Q&A videos to get your questions answered. Each video answers questions submitted by folks just like you who are learning about the RV lifestyle, just getting started, or been work camping for a while. The videos cover topics like what kind of work camping jobs are out there, what do those jobs pay, tips for writing your work camper resume, questions to ask an employer, what type of RV is best, how to get your mail as an RVer, and much more. Listen to detailed answers now by watching the videos at workamper.com/answers. In the description of each video, you'll find the list of questions that were answered so you can quickly jump to the answers you want to hear. During the interview, manager Roy Dougay is joined by Workamper Debbie Wood. Kelly Inns has 3 locations in West Yellowstone, Montana, and 1 location in Cody, Wyoming. One West Yellowstone hotel has 139 rooms, another has 79, and the third has 75 rooms. Work campers are hired primarily to staff the front desk, but also hired to perform maintenance. Work is done around the clock during 3 shifts. 2 of the Yellowstone hotels are open only during the summer season, but 1 is open year-round. The company is looking for 15 to 20 work campers in 2025. The firm is open to hiring couples, solos, and families, but most work campers are couples. The hotels are located in a relatively small town, but in an area that is a big attraction for tourists visiting Yellowstone from around the world. To tell us more, please welcome Roy Dougay, a manager with Kelly Inns, and one of his work campers, Debbie Wood, to the show. Thanks for joining me today, Roy. I appreciate the time. Tell us a little bit about Kelly Inns and how it got started.
All right. Thanks for having me. The Kelly Inn we have 3 hotels in West Yellowstone, Montana. And we have another property in Cody, Wyoming. The hotels were all built here roughly about 25 years ago.
Okay. And how big are the hotels? Are we talking dozens of rooms or hundreds of rooms?
All told, we have about 300 rooms here in West Yellowstone. One property has 130. The Westgate Hotel has 79 rooms, and the Clubhouse Inn has 75.
Okay, so decent-sized properties.
Yep.
Yeah. What kind of jobs do work campers typically do for your company?
The majority of our work campers work our front desk. We have the morning shift, there's an evening shift, and an overnight shift. And we sometimes also use work campers to work maintenance.
Okay, so they're basically the front desk clerks.
For the most part, they do work our front desk. 2 of the hotels are seasonal, so it's important to have work campers come in and fill in during the season that we're actually only open, which is over the summer.
Since this is a hotel, does that mean that the work campers are staying at the hotel? Or do they park their RVs on site?
We have multiple places throughout our small little town for RVs. There are 2 RV parks. Then we have a house that we own, and we have some RV spots behind it. And then we have a couple of spots on site at one of the hotels.
Okay. Is that parking included as part of the compensation for working at Kelly Inns?
Yeah, we provide the hookup, the electricity, water, sewer, and Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Included.
Super. How long have you been utilizing work campers at Kelly Inn?
We've been hiring work campers for about the last 18 years.
Wow. How many are you looking for in the upcoming year?
Every year we hire about 10 work campers, somewhere between 15 and 20.
Are these couples, solos, or families?
Mostly couple. We do have spots where we hire only singles for that as well. And we are open to family.
Okay. How many hours a week are they putting in?
Mostly, most of them work about 32 hours a week, but sometimes we can do 24 to 40, depending upon what the work camper wants.
Okay. So if they, does that differ between whether it's a couple doing the work or a solo? They're all expected to work about 32 hours a week?
If they want 32, we give them 32. Some of them want 40. We try to do what they want, but most of them average 32 hours. And that's the couples single.
Are these paid jobs?
Yeah, we pay. You have a salary for all hours work, plus we give you an end of the season bonus.
Oh, that's nice. What's the bonus based on?
It's a flat rate as long as you work the entire season.
That's a nice perk to have.
And that's per person or a couple that each person gets it.
Okay. So you not only get paid for every hour worked, they also get a free RV site somewhere. It might not be on property, but it might be at another RV park in the community.
Yep. And this is a small town. So from the furthest RV park to the farthest hotel is right at a mile.
Wow. And you have 3 properties within that location.
That is correct.
That's pretty neat. Now, you had mentioned that one of the properties is a year-round facility. Does that mean that you're looking for a work camper at that property year-round?
We have hired some. We hired a maintenance person here year-round, and he is actually he's our maintenance manager now.
Okay. But the other 2 properties, they are seasonal. And when does the season start and end?
Begins in early May and goes until roughly mid to late October.
Early May to mid to late October. Okay. And how many, you had mentioned that you're looking for about 15 to 20 work campers. Are there any specific traits or qualifications that you're looking for?
We do like to have people that have pretty strong computer skills and communication skills. That's some of the most important part of it.
By communication, do you mean just the ability to talk to people?
Yeah, the ability to answer questions. We are about 1.5 to 2 blocks away from Yellowstone National Park. We get travelers and visitors from all over the world. So they need to be able to understand people whose first language is not English and be able to answer questions about where to go inside of the national park, where to go eat dinner at, things like that.
Okay. So a lot of foreigners, you're right, coming into Yellowstone. Does that mean they should probably have some patience?
Patience is very key.
I hear Debbie laughing in the background. Debbie, you are a work camper with Kellyan's. Have you had some encounters with some foreigners?
Yeah, it's about 40% at least, or people that come from other countries.
Okay.
And most of the time they try very hard, I have to say, to speak English. And now that the cell phones have the interpreter on it, that helps a lot.
No kidding. It was a lifesaver for me when I was visiting Europe a few years ago. So you just speak into the Google Interpreter app on your phone, and it speaks back in the customer's native language. And so you can communicate back and forth that way. It's not ideal, but it's better than not having that. Okay. What are some of the things that you do for the hotel?
I actually work front desk, and I've done AM shift and PM shift. So every morning, of course, we verify how many guests are coming in, staying over. We take reservations over the phone. We answer all of our emails. Just a nice variety of work that you have to do. It's not really repetitive. There's a difference every day.
And it sounds like they're not involved in cleaning at all. Is that right?
No, just our area where we work. Keep it clean and organized.
So there's nobody scrubbing showers or cleaning toilets who are work campers?
Generally speaking, no, we don't hire work campers for housekeeping.
Okay. What does the work camper who does an overnight shift do?
The night audit shift, they turn the day over in our computer, run some reports and print them for us. And they might check in a couple of people, and they will generally turn on oven things for get things heated up for when our breakfast clerks come in. And they also check guests out in the morning because they'll be there before the morning clerk shows up.
That's a good point. So you do offer breakfast to guests, but the work campers are not generally involved in preparing that.
Sometimes we do, but right now I do have people that have been returning or that work here for me year round that do breakfast.
Okay. And when do you start recruiting?
I generally start recruiting about mid to late August. So I'm about to start now.
Okay. And you'll continue recruiting until all the positions are full?
That is correct. And that's generally I'll be done mid to late September. And then throughout the winter, it's just people will drop out for whatever reason. And I'll just try to replace the single couple or the individual that dropped out.
What's involved in the interviewing and hiring process?
I ask to email me their resume and a picture of them and their rig. And then we will do a Zoom interview. That way we can see each other and have a conversation and just discuss the job and the town. And then I like to make sure that they have lived in an RV, especially with couples, that they have lived with that other person inside of an RV for a year or two at least.
Okay. And why is that?
Because it can be very hard working together and living together in a very small, confined space. And I just want to make sure that they are okay with that and they have done it before.
Do you travel by yourself, Debbie?
Yeah, actually, my sister and her husband also work at one of the hotels.
Okay.
So we come from Florida every year.
Oh, so you've done this multiple times. What's the big...
Debbie, third season.
Yeah, it's my third season.
Wow. What's the big attraction to come back year after year?
In my opinion, the hotel treats the work camper and actually all employees very well. The benefits are good as far as what they compensate, and the bonus, as you stated, is definitely an extra. But I enjoy working with people, and everyone that I work with here that are here full time are great. They're easy to get along with.
Now, you said that you work both the day shift and the evening shift. Which one do you prefer?
I miss the evening shift, but you deal with checking people in and a little bit more conversational.
Mm-hmm.
But I've done AM for 2 years, which was at my request.
Okay.
I like them both. Fill in when he needs one night shift.
Okay. So usually the mornings are checking out guests and the PM shift is checking them in.
Yeah.
What can a work camper do to really stand out if they're applying for the job and they want to work at your company?
A really good resume and a really good cover letter. And following the instruction of when I ask for you to email me your resume and picture, actually sending that and sending it to the email address that I do provide.
Okay, so it's like a test to follow instructions.
Correct.
Thank you.
Okay.
And then how easy is it to have the Zoom interview? Are they able to log in and actually use it?
Well, another test on computer skills and things like that.
Correct.
Are the work campers
Phone doesn't work.
Are the work campers involved in talking to the guests when they're making reservations?
Yes. Guests call in. They walk in. You'll see them in person. Get a few via email asking to book rooms. So, yeah, they're constantly answering questions about the hotel. They've done a great job of, if one hotel is sold out, booking a room at the other hotel.
Okay. And
some of the work campers will work at 2 different hotels.
Oh, that's good. So if people wanted more hours, they can get it that way?
Sometimes, but it's a pretty schedule. They work the same schedule almost all summer. And it just, some of them get bored being at one hotel. They like to go to the other one to see different people and stuff. Like I have a night auditor that has been coming here for 5 years, and he actually prefers to work at all 3 hotels.
Oh, okay.
But then I have another couple, her sister and husband, Linda and Greg, they prefer to just work at one of the hotels. And then I have another couple here at the clubhouse that has been coming here for, this is their summer, I think, and they prefer just to work at the clubhouse.
So the work campers can pick which location they would like to be in?
If it is available, absolutely.
Okay.
I try to honor their request as much as possible. There are business needs as well.
One of the requirements for the job is to send a photo of their rig, putting limits on the age of RVs that can be staying in the properties?
I have one of my RV parks does have a limit. One of the RV parks doesn't have a lot of very big spots. So there's like a size limit there. But then because I do have multiple spots that I run, I really don't have limits. I just need to make sure that the RV is in good shape.
Okay. So you don't want an eyesore detracting from the property.
Correct.
How big?
Also, we don't want to show up in an RV that's held together by duct tape and baling wire and going to fall apart the middle of the season. When you first get here, you're probably going to see snow flying. And before you leave, you're also going to see it snow again. And it is throughout the summer, it gets down to about 40 degrees every single night. And we're already hitting the mid to upper 30s in the morning. So that's another reason that, I need to make sure it's a trailer or an RV that will be able to handle that kind of temperature.
Wow. In August, the mid to upper 30s.
Correct. August, we start to cool off in August. My eyes are going to be in the upper 60s. Yeah, starting next week for the rest of August.
As somebody who lives in Phoenix, that sounds appealing at this time of year.
That's one of the main reasons to come here, to get out of our hottest. I've seen it in the 90s a few times. You've been here for 3 years, Debbie, and you've only seen the 90s
3 or 4 times.
Yeah, we're normally only in the 80s. And like I said, my lows are in the 40s. I've only had a day or two where my low is 52 or something.
Being from Florida, no humidity up here is wonderful. So even when it's in that, even if it hits 90 or 91, it's still nice.
How big is West Yellowstone?
It's about 5 blocks by maybe 3 or 4. Like I said, we have one RV spot where Debbie lives. It's all the way across town, and it's the furthest one. So from there to the furthest hotel with Kelly Inn is about a mile.
So if work campers needed to, they could walk from the RV spot to the hotel.
I ride my bike all through town. I find it faster to get around, generally speaking.
Most work campers consider it a remote location if it doesn't have a Walmart. Is there a Walmart there?
So this is a very small town. Other than a couple of hotel brands and gas stations, the only 2 chains we have in the town is one McDonald's and a Subway. Everything else is small, family-owned. So we are remote. We're that geographical oddity. We're several days from everywhere. But we have Bozeman, Montana, is an hour-and-a-half north. And there you will find Walmart, Sam, Costco, Winco. Or there's an hour-and-a-half west, and you're at Idaho Falls, which is the same thing. Those are bigger cities. And a lot of our work campers and even locals will drive to those cities once or twice a month and buy most of their groceries. And then they'll just buy daily necessities and stuff here in town.
What other things draw people to that area? Are there certain activities that they can do when they're not working?
Absolutely. West Yellowstone, Montana is one of the meccas of fly fishing. I've had several couples come up here and they either learn to fly fish or they go fly fishing. Why they come here is to go fishing. We have some of the most well-known waters within 30 to 45-minute drive. We have the Madison, the Yellowstone River, Yellowstone National Park itself, Snake River. We have a large lake just north of us. It's about maybe a 10-minute drive, Hedgen Lake, which is great for fishing, boating. There's hundreds of miles of snowmobile trails in the winter that turn into hundreds of miles of ATV trails in the summertime. Lots of biking, hiking, and of course, Yellowstone National Park itself.
You're at the gate for Yellowstone, is that right?
I am literally a block and a half away, and in one of our hotels, when you sit at the front desk, you literally see the boundary.
Okay, so it's nice and close to Yellowstone. Is that a busy gate that people can get into, or is it remote and they'll be getting into the park?
So Yellowstone has 5 gates, and about 51 to 52% of the people that visit Yellowstone through the west gate. We are 30 miles from Old Faithful.
Oh, that's nice. So plenty of opportunity for the work campers to get in and enjoy all that Yellowstone offers.
Oh, absolutely. And most of them are here to take advantage of that.
Debbie, what are some of the things you like to do when you're not working?
When I'm not, we rented the ATVs and driven the trail, the back road trail for the ATV. I'm getting ready to do a gondola ride up in Big Sky, which is a ski resort area, but they're also open in the summertime.
Oh, that'd be fun.
And then fly fishing once in a while, but mainly it's just if you go into the park one day, you'll see numerous animals in different areas. Then you can go back 2 weeks later and everything has changed. So it's just a park that's always changing, whether it's snow on the ground. I mean, it snowed here until June.
Mhm.
So there was still the snow left on the ground, which is gorgeous. I mean, I love the snow. But there is a lot to do, and the people are here for vacation, to have fun. So 99% of them are really nice. And we do give recommendations of where to go to see animals. And I had a gentleman this morning that said it was perfect. All the animals in the one area that he had needed to see or wanted to see.
I was going to ask that question because you have been in that area for a while. Do you know some of the tips and tricks to get into areas of Yellowstone that people might not think of going to because they're only there for a short period of time?
I do. There's one area that I tell people that aren't aware, because we have one pond that's a grand prismatic, and that's one that you look at, see the 3 or 4 different colors in it. But the trick to that one to really see it is to go past that entrance to hike up to Fairy Falls. And then you have an overlook where it's gorgeous. You can see every color there is.
That's what I've heard from a number of people who've worked at Yellowstone in the summer. It's the rangers and the locals really have a good idea of where to go to see unique parts of Yellowstone National Park that might not be as crowded as other areas.
Very true.
Yeah. Is there one?
I saw the chipmunk I'd ever seen in my life. I saw up here. It's amazing.
A chipmunk?
Yep, a little chipmunk.
That's funny. Is there anything that you think work campers should know before they come to work at Kellyanne's, Debbie?
I agree that you do need computer skills. Their program is very simple, very easy to learn. And again, communication skills. And the thing to know is that it's not a big city, so there are not the big stores, Walmart and Costco. You will have to drive an hour and a half, like Roy said, about twice a month, so that you can stock up on things that you need. But everyone in the town, they're all very nice. And everybody's willing to help each other.
That you wish all work campers knew before they came to work for you?
A little bit about the town would be a benefit, I think. But during the interview process, that is where you have the time to ask some of the questions. And then I know in my interview 3 years ago, even, she gave me a lot of information as far as, like Roy just said, the size of the town is a 1 mile radius. So you can walk everywhere.
That's great. Where can people get more information about the opportunity?
I will be posting ads on the Workamper website, the Workamper pages on Facebook, and I also will post ads on workampernews.com. We have a website, kellyanne.com, and that will show all of the hotels that the corporation runs. And then, like I said, we hire the Workamper for the 3 hotels here in West Yellowstone. And we also use Workamper at our hotel in Cody, Wyoming, which is called the Cody.
Okay, so you're using, if somebody wants to work in Cody, Wyoming, they can also apply to work at Kellyanne's.
Correct. They can contact me. And you see the post, or you can just go on to, you can send your resume or any question to YellowstoneJob@kellyanne.com.
That's easy enough.
Yeah, and I do that. And like I said, I'll check that email for West Yellowstone as well as Cody.
Thank you very much for your time today, Roy and Debbie. I really appreciate it. It sounds like it'd be a fun place to work and spend the summer. It looks like all jobs or all of the hours are paid. You get free RV site, and it's a relatively small community, so there's not a lot of places for you to spend your money. So it's a great way to make some and save some money.
Absolutely.
Very true.
Thank you again for your time.
Thank you, and hope to talk to you again next time.
After talking with Roy Dougay with Kelly Inns and one of his work campers, Debbie Wood, it sounds like an interesting opportunity to spend a summer near Yellowstone National Park while working with a diverse group of guests staying at the hotels. As a general rule, work campers put in 20 to 32 hours a week, although full-time hours are available, if desired, by working at multiple locations. Work campers are paid for all hours worked and received a free RV site with full hookups. Sometimes work campers have to stay at an RV park in the community, but the small town is only a mile long, so the commute is relatively easy. A flat rate bonus is paid at the end of the season to work campers who complete their commitment. Communication skills are very important because work campers often assist people from around the world. Yet language usually isn't a problem thanks to apps like Google Translate. Debbie noted that about 40% of guests come from other countries. To apply for a job, work campers should send Roy an email along with their resume and a current picture of themselves as well as their RV. Then he will follow up with a phone conversation to discuss the job and talk about living in the West Yellowstone community. It's a relatively small town with a few hotels and gas stations. The closest big cities are Bozeman, Montana and Idaho Falls, Idaho, both of which are about 90 minutes away. However, the area is well known for fly fishing and outdoor activities, as well as its ATV and snowmobile trails. The best part about this work camping job is that the hotels are a few blocks from the west entrance to Yellowstone National Park. For more information about Kelly Inns, visit www.kellyinns.com. However, keep in mind Roy is only hiring for the properties in West Yellowstone, Montana and Cody, Wyoming. People can apply for jobs through Workamper.com, where the company advertises current openings. Today's episode was brought to you by Workamper News. Since 1987, they've been helping businesses of all types find and recruit work campers. Work campers serve in a variety of positions around the country to help further the mission of great businesses. When you become an employer member at Workamper.com, you'll have access to resources and support to help you develop and implement your work camper recruitment strategy. In today's market, it's more challenging than ever to keep a flow of applicants coming in. Workamper News recommends advertising your current and future job openings frequently throughout the year, as well as scheduling some time to regularly search the Workamper resume database because new work campers are joining daily. Work campers like to plan many months ahead, so now is the time to take action to begin developing your work camper team. Learn more and download a quick start guide for employers at workamper.com/employer. That's all for this week's show. Next week, I'll be speaking with another employer about an opportunity to spend the summer of 2025 on a big lake in Vermont. I'll have more details on the next episode of The Workamper Show. Thank you for listening, and if you like these interviews, please consider leaving a review wherever you download the episodes.